Hello and welcome to Unacademy, a one-stop destination for all English medium UPSC aspirants. Welcome to Conquer Prelims 2024. This is the third session in Science and Technology. But before we start the session, a very important information. Before prelims examination, it is very important to estimate where you stand in the national competition. For that, mock tests are very essential. I hope you all have written the Unacademy All India Prelims mock test today. And tomorrow, we will be discussing the complete paper live from 1 p.m. onwards on the same channel, Unacademy IAS English channel. And the next exam will be held on 29th May. Let us start the discussion now. The first question. The question is right in front of you. Read the statements carefully. Check all the choices. You have 60 seconds to solve. Your time starts now. Okay, the correct answer is B. Okay, that is 1 and 3 statements are true. The correct answer is B. 1 and 3 are correct. And 30% gave the right answer, reasonably good. But before we discuss the question, let us try to understand all the core concepts covered in the statements. We have to see first about what is this NGLV. Let us try to understand about this NGLV. NGLV means the new generation launch vehicle. Can you please repeat the term? The new generation launch vehicle. This NGLV is previously called as the Unified Launch Vehicle. What was the previous name of this vehicle? The Unified Launch Vehicle. Why this is called Unified Launch Vehicle? You all know that currently we have PSLV. We call it as the workhorse of ISRO. And we have GSLV. It is called the Fat Boy or also called the Bahubali of ISRO, which is now renamed as LVM-3 Launch Vehicle Mark III. But now the new generation launch vehicle will replace all these vehicles. Is it clear? What is the reason why this is called new generation launch vehicle is called as Unified Launch Vehicle? Because it is a unified set of all these vehicles. All the vehicles will be replaced by NGLV. Okay. This NGLV is a 3-stage rocket. And we have seen about the stages of rocket yesterday itself. Like in a rocket, we have different stages. And we ignite what stage at the ground? Yes, all of you. We ignite the first stage on the ground. It will be completely burnt and then it will ignite the stage number 2. Then after traveling for certain distance, the stage 2 will be burnt and then it will ignite the stage number 3. In the NGLV, which was previously called as the Unified Launch Vehicle, the first stage is called as solid stage. First stage is called as solid stage. What do you mean by solid stage? It will use solid fuel. It will use solid fuel. Okay, with solid fuels, there is one advantage, one disadvantage. Can you tell me what is the advantage with the solid fuel? Everybody? The advantage with the solid fuel is it will give greater thrust. Greater thrust. Thrust means what? Push. Okay, but there is also a disadvantage with the solid fuel. That is, if it is once ignited, okay, it will stop only when the fuel is completed. Okay. You might have watched this Mangalyaan movie. In that, Vidya Balan explains this Puri concept where, okay, it is about switching off the fuel when there is no need of the fuel. Switching off the fuel when there is no need of the fuel. That concept, is it possible with the solid fuel or not? Is switch on, switch off possible with solid fuel? No, not possible. Once we switch on the engine, it will stop only once the total fuel is exhausted. Okay. Now coming to the second stage. The second stage is liquid stage. Liquid stage. It will use, okay, the second stage will use liquid fuel. The second stage is liquid stage. Okay. With liquid stage, it is exactly opposite. I mean, this will become the negative. I mean, the liquid stage cannot give greater thrust or greater push. But it can be switched on and switched off. When you do not require the fuel, you can stop it. When you need the fuel, you can restart the engine. So, switch off and restart the engine is possible with the liquid fuel. It is opposite to solid fuel and more control is possible. More control is possible. Now, you all tell me, liquid fuel, solid fuel, which is suitable in the stage 1 of any rocket? For the stage 1 of any rocket, which stage is more suitable? Solid stage or liquid stage? Solid is more suitable because here the gravitational force will be more. To overcome the gravitational force, you need a solid fuel which will give greater thrust or greater push. Okay. For the second stage, liquid engine is more suitable because you need better control after you cross the gravitational force. And in the LGLV, the third stage is called as semi-cryogenic. Yes, tell me what is the third stage of the NGLV? It is called semi-cryogenic. Okay, what do you mean by this word called cryo? The word cryo means extremely cold. The word cryo means extremely cold. Okay, here the propellant, use the word all of you. The propellant will have two components. One is fuel and the second component is oxidizer. Oxidizer. Propellant means what? Something that will propel the engine. Something that will propel the vehicle. It will have two components. Fuel plus oxidizer. Why don't we fill the oxidizer when we fill our car or bike tank? Why don't we fill the oxidizer along with petrol or diesel? Because we get oxygen in the atmosphere. But in the space, we do not have this atmospheric oxygen. So, we have to use oxidizer also. Okay. Here, the fuel we use is kerosene, liquid kerosene. Yes, tell me, is liquid kerosene cryogenic? Should we maintain kerosene at extremely low temperature? Like some minus 196 degrees centigrade or minus 245 degrees centigrade? No need. So, this is liquid. Whereas, oxidizer is liquid oxygen. Because we do not have the atmospheric oxygen, we use liquid oxygen as the oxidizer. So therefore this is liquid. This is cryogenic. It means this is semi-cryogenic. Is it clear? That is NGLV. Is it clear? Now let us check the statements, whether they are correct or wrong. Okay, the first statement, NGLV is designed to replace the currently operational systems like PSLV, GSLV, LVM3. Yes, correct. That is the reason why it was called as the Unified Launch Vehicle. Next, statement number 2. It uses advanced cryogenic engine. Yes, tell me, correct or wrong? Is it using advanced cryogenic engine? No, wrong. It is using semi-cryogenic. It is using semi-cryogenic. Okay, third statement. It was previously referred to as Unified Launch Vehicle. Yes, correct. Fourth statement. NGLV was used in the solar probe Aditya L1. In the last classes, we discussed about Aditya L1, that studied about the solar wind, solar flares, coronal mass ejection, etc. Was NGLV used in Aditya L1 launch? No, we still do not have NGLV. Okay, we not yet possess NGLV. This is a future rocket. This is a future rocket. Is it clear? Okay. And Aditya L1 was launched in our, yes, the workhorse of ISRO, that is the PSLV XL. So this is wrong. And the correct answer is B. 1 and 3 are the correct statements. Very good. Very active participation. Keep going. Okay. The question number 2. Moving on to the question number 2. Read the statements carefully. 60 seconds to go. Your time starts now. Don't give the messages in the chat section. Don't answer in the chat section. Rahul Sharma, thank you so much for remembering. Right. Done with the poll? Yes, the correct answer is D. The correct answer is D. Yes, I am from Telangana, Hyderabad. So only 12% gave the right answer. But you all know that we should not have any emotions towards the test series. Let it be this sessions or any mock test that you write. Okay. Now, consider the following statements. The right answer is 1, 2 and 4. Let us first try to understand what is Chandrayaan 4 and then we'll come back to the question. Okay. Chandrayaan 4. Expected launch 2028. Expected launch 2028. ISRO is preparing to launch the next lunar mission with the motivation we got from the success of Chandrayaan 3. We are planning this next mission by the year 2024. Okay, all of you tell me what were the different components of Chandrayaan 3? What were the components of Chandrayaan 3? orbiter, lander and rover. Orbiter, lander, rover. Okay. So, let us try to understand these components. Let us suppose this is the moon. Okay. And this is the orbit around the moon. The orbit around the moon. Okay. Then imagine this is the orbiter. Orbiter will not touch the moon. It will be orbiting around the moon. Right? It will be orbiting around the moon like this. Then from this, okay, another component will start, that is called as a lander. This is called a lander. It will touch the moon. It will land onto the moon. And Chandrayaan 3 became the first mission in the world, first space agency in the world to make a soft landing on the, can you fill the blank? ISRO became the first space agency with Chandrayaan 3 to make the first soft landing on the, very good Mohan, okay, south pole of the moon. Okay, that is lander. Then from the lander, what happens is another component called as rover. Rover will start. Rover is like a small vehicle that will move on the surface of the moon and will collect the sample. Why do we need a rover? Because if you collect the sample only from the landing site, the sample may not be perfect. Do you agree with this? If we collect the lunar sample only from the site of the landing, the sample may not be perfect. So, we have to collect the sample from different places on the moon. So, the rover will walk on the moon and will collect the samples from different places. These were the three components in the Chandrayaan 3. Okay? Then, actually, Chandrayaan 3, it was not orbiter, it was a propulsion module. It was propulsion module. Can anybody tell me why Chandrayaan 3 did not use orbiter but used a propulsion module? Because it used the orbiter of, fill the blank, yes, very good, Chandrayaan 2. Chandrayaan 3 is using the orbiter of Chandrayaan 2. So, it will have only the propulsion module. Now, coming to Chandrayaan 4. Okay, in the Chandrayaan 4, you will have propulsion module. What is the task of the propulsion module? It will carry the Chandrayaan 4 till the orbiter, not orbiting. It will carry, look at here, like this. Okay, this is called as propulsion module. Okay, not to orbit, to carry the spacecraft till the orbit, to propel the spacecraft till the orbiter. That is the function of the propulsion module. To carry the spacecraft till the lunar orbit, not to orbit, but to carry till the orbiter. That is the propulsion module. Next one, descender module. Descender module is like this. Okay, descender module. Okay, all of you from the name tell me what the descender module will do. It will make descent. It will make descent from the orbiter till the surface of the moon. Come down from the orbiter till the surface of the moon. The altitude will decrease. The altitude decreases. Right. Okay. Next one. Ascender module. Ascender module. Look at here. This is, observe the arrow mark. This is called as ascender module. Why do you need to use ascender module? This is to hand over the sample to the orbiter. Is it clear? It should lift up again, ascend, that is increase the altitude, reach the orbiter and hand over the sample to the orbiter. That is a function of ascender module. Okay, right. Next one, transfer module. This is to take the ascender module out of the lunar orbiter. Means, should we collect the sample only till the orbiter, or are we planning to bring the lunar sample onto the earth? Everybody answer this. Should we collect the sample only till the orbiter, or we want to bring the sample onto the earth? Very good. We want to bring the sample onto the earth. It means Chandrayaan 4 is a sample return mission. Use the word at least in your mind. Chandrayaan 4 is a sample return mission. So that is the reason why transfer module will take the ascender module out of the lunar orbit. Out of the lunar orbit means towards the earth. Out of the lunar orbit means towards the earth. Is it clear? Right. Okay. Next, re-entry module. Yes, everybody tell me where to re-enter. After the sample is collected, where to re-enter? Re-enter into the Earth's atmosphere. Re-enter into the Earth's atmosphere. To land on the Earth with moon samples. Re-entry module is to land onto the Earth with moon samples. So that is re-entry module. So these are the 5 components of Chandrayaan 4. So Chandrayaan 3 was having only 3 components, but Chandrayaan 4 is having 5 components. Is it clear? No, not related to the Karman line here. Okay, so Chandrayaan 4 will have 5 components. So, is it not a bit heavier to be carried on a single vehicle? Can we launch all the 5 in a single vehicle? Can we launch all the 5 in a single vehicle? No, it is very heavy. Is it clear? It is very heavy. So, therefore, Chandrayaan 4 will be launched in 2 phases. Chandrayaan 4 will be launched in 2 phases. The first phase will carry the propulsion module and descender, these 2. Okay, the phase 1 is these 2. And the second phase will carry the transfer and re-entry modules. Is it clear? Phase 1 will carry propulsion, descender, ascender. Okay. Let us check this clearly. Phase 1 will carry these 3 modules. Phase 2 will carry these 2 modules. Perfect, clear? Phase 1 will launch propulsion module, descender module, ascender module. And phase 2 will launch transfer and re-entry module. That is the reason why this is going to be the first mission of ISRO to be launched in 2 phases. First mission of ISRO to be launched in 2 phases. Earlier we did not launch any mission in 2 separate phases. And the vehicles used was, okay, for the stage 1 we are using LVM-3. For the phase 2 we are using PSLV, not NGLV. Not NGLV. Is it clear? Now coming back to the question. Chandrayaan 4 will be a crewed mission onto the moon. Is it carrying the human beings onto the moon? No. So this is a wrong statement. It is not a crewed mission. It aims to make a soft landing on the far side of the moon. No, that is not the target. By the way, what is far side of the moon? What is far side of the moon? Imagine this is the earth and this is the moon. This is called the near side or earth facing side. Okay, this is called the far side and we never see, okay, this side of the moon. We never see this side of the moon. because of a phenomenon called as tidal locking. If you want to know what is tidal locking, some other situation not related to this question. Okay, so Chandrayaan-4 aims to make a soft landing on the far side of the moon. No, we do not have any such target with Chandrayaan-4. It aims to bring the lunar samples to the earth for detailed analysis. Yes, correct. By the way, why to bring the samples onto the earth? We have two types of analysis. First one, in situ analysis. It means at the site. At the site means on the moon. Okay, it will be less efficient. Do you agree? This will be less efficient because we do not have sophisticated equipment. Because we do not have the sophisticated equipment, we cannot carry the total laboratory onto the moon. Second one is ex situ analysis. This is nothing but sample return. We return the sample back to the earth so that leisurely in a sophisticated laboratory we can analyze the composition of the lunar soil. Okay, so that is correct. Chandrayaan-4 will be launched in 2 phases, correct. 2 phases, correct. But not NGLV and GSLV. This is, okay, LVM and PSLV. Okay, so that is where it went wrong. Okay, so second question, right answer is D. Right? Second question, right answer is D. 1, 2 and 4 are not correct. Now moving on to the third question. The question is here. Read the statements. 60 seconds to go. Your time starts now. Prabhat Ranjan, wish you all the best. Give your full energy. Okay, the third answer is A, 1 only. Okay, 1 only. Only this is the correct statement. Okay, only 19% gave the right answer, but once again, okay, don't take these things very seriously. Take only the subject and your preparation seriously. Right. Now let us try to understand what is a conjugate vaccine. The statements are about what? All the statements are about conjugate vaccines. Okay, what do you mean by this? Okay, see, there are some antigens called as weak antigens. Use the word once. Weak antigens. It means they cannot trigger the production of antibodies. Is it clear? There are some weak antigens. Weak in what aspect? Weak in the sense they cannot trigger the production of antibodies. So what we do is we add them to another strong antigen. We add them to another strong antigen. So let us suppose you want to go somewhere and your parents wanted your elder sibling to accompany you. Please take your elder brother along with you, like that. Okay, so this is a weaker antigen, so it is going along with its elder brother. That is a strong antigen. Is it clear? That is a strong antigen, right? This is called as conjugate vaccine. This is called as conjugate vaccine. The word conjugate means what? Okay, addition or combination. Addition or combination. So it is a combination of weak antigen and strong antigen. That is the meaning of this. So a type of subunit vaccine. Okay, fine. What do you mean by subunit vaccine here? Okay, let me explain another term, subunit vaccine. Okay, right. You all know that, okay, the coronavirus, SARS-CoV-2, will have some spike proteins on the surface. Everybody answer here. What are these small circles called as? Spike proteins. They have spike proteins on the surface. Okay. Now, if you inject the complete virus as a vaccination, that is called whole virus vaccine. But if you inject only spike protein means what? Not complete virus. Not complete virus, only spike protein. Then that is called as subunit vaccine. Listen carefully, this is all very simple. Subunit. Okay, what do you mean by subunit? Look at this pen, all of you. Imagine this is the complete virus. Then if I do not take the complete virus, if I take only one part of it, yes, I am repeating. Okay, imagine this pen is the complete virus. If I do not take the complete virus, if I take only one small part of it, that is called subunit vaccine. Okay, CR7 is subunit vaccine. Clear for all of you? Subunit vaccine clear? Okay, very good. But if that subunit is weak, then we have to add it with what? A strong antigen. Is it clear? If that subunit is a weak antigen, then we have to add it with a strong antigen. As we compared, if you want to go somewhere, your parents are asking you to take your elder brother along with you. So like that, it is a weaker person, so we are adding the strong antigen to it. In that situation, the subunit vaccine will be called as conjugate vaccine. So, in summary, only the spike protein is a subunit vaccine. Spike protein plus a strong antigen is a conjugate vaccine. Is it clear? Only spike protein is a subunit vaccine. Spike protein plus a strong antigen is a conjugate vaccine. So, can we say that it is a type of subunit vaccine? It is a type of subunit vaccine? No, the spike itself is called as subunit. The spike itself is called as subunit, like this. This cap is a subunit of that, like that. Is it clear? Okay. So, it is a type of subunit vaccine which combines a weak antigen with a strong antigen as a carrier so that the immune system has a stronger response to the weak antigen. So, is the first statement correct? Yes, everybody? Yes, the first statement is correct. Okay, because we are just adding a strong antigen to it. We are not taking the complete virus. Okay, we are not taking the complete virus. Next, it is a single vaccine that can offer protection to more than one pathogen. Is it correct? It is a single vaccine that can offer protection to more than one pathogen. Is that correct? Vaishnavi, conjugate is not a part of the subunit. Okay, look at here. Subunit plus its elder brother. is called conjugate vaccine. Is that clear? Subunit plus its elder brother. Whom am I referring to as elder brother here? The strong antigen. Okay. And what is the subunit? The spike protein. Okay. I am calling the spike protein as the subunit. We are not adding spike protein to the subunit. The spike protein itself is the subunit. Okay. Subunit, which is nothing but the spike protein. To that, okay, if I use only the spike protein, only this one, that is called subunit vaccine. Is that clear? But if I use this one plus this one together, okay, then it is called as conjugate vaccine. It means, let us suppose A is subunit vaccine. A plus B, A is subunit vaccine. A plus B is conjugate vaccine. Is it clear? Yes, strong antigen should be added to the spike. Okay, or should be added to the weak antigen here is nothing but this subunit. The weak antigen, subunit, okay, spike protein, all are the same. Clear for all of you? Very good. Okay, so this is correct. And a single vaccine that can offer protection to more than one pathogen? No, it is an irrelevant statement. This is not called as a conjugate vaccine and there is no special name for such vaccine. We can simply call it as a combination vaccine, but there is no such technical name for such vaccines. Okay, next. It is a recombinant vaccine made by conjugating the pathogen with the vector DNA. Now, this is also an irrelevant statement only to confuse you. This has nothing to do with the conjugate vaccine. Okay. What about the strong antigen? It can be anything and we do not require about that technical information here. This much is more than enough. Already we are doing a little bit more than required. So we don't need more details than this. Is it clear? This is not a previous year question. Right. Okay. So the correct answer is only one. A is the right answer. Can we move on? Right. Now, let us see some important information here. Why are we discussing? Okay, why are we discussing this particular question? What is there in the news? Hyderabad-based Bharat Biotech's conjugate typhoid toxoid vaccine. Okay, okay. What do you mean by this word toxoid? I generally have a principle of explaining every word that I use here. So, toxoid. Toxoid means an inactivated toxin. An inactivated toxin. Toxin means what? Toxin means poison. A toxin or a poison which is inactivated is called toxoid. Is it clear? Okay. Here, this toxoid is called as the weak antigen. Is it clear? In this particular example, this is the weak antigen. In the SARS coronavirus example, the weak antigen can be spike protein. In the typhoid case, the weak antigen can be this toxoid. Is it clear? Then, to this we are adding a strong antigen. Then it is called as a conjugate vaccine. Is it clear? All of you answer this question. What is the weak antigen in the case of typhoid? What is the weak antigen in the case of typhoid? Very good. Toxoid. Toxoid. Very good. Okay. Currently, there are two conjugated typhoid vaccines. Tip-bar. Okay. It is made by Bharat Biotech. And Biological E company made another toxoid, another conjugate vaccine called as VICRM 197. So presently in India, we have two types of conjugate vaccines for typhoid. That is a context in which I have given this question. This is a news from May 2024. Moving on to the fourth question, a very simple question. No, strong antigen need not be the main pathogen. It need not be a pathogen at all. Strong antigen need not be the main pathogen. It need not be a pathogen at all. Okay, if you are curious, I will explain that towards the end of this class. Remind me again. Yes, easiest question. But let us see how many of you will answer this. The percentage should not shock me, right? Done? Okay, fourth question, right answer is D. And for the easiest question, only 20% gave the right answer. For the easiest question, only 20% gave the right answer. Got it? Okay, so that is the reason why don't name anything as easy and anything as difficult. Okay, so now let us try to understand what it is. Some concepts behind the question. Okay, first we are discussing about deep fakes. Deep fakes. What do you mean by a deep fake? Okay, actually this was in the news recently because deep fakes were used in elections. Deep fakes were used in the elections. Now it is all elections time. Okay, and in the elections deep fakes were used. How can you use deep fakes in the election? For example, let us suppose I respect one person. I respect that particular person so much that if he says something, I will follow that. Okay, so they will create a deep fake video of that person to do the election propaganda. So that is how the deep fakes were used in the elections. Is it clear? Okay, so in that context we are discussing about it. So this deep fake, okay, is using a particular technique called as generative adversarial networks. Use the word once, at least in your mind. Generative adversarial networks. Clear? Then it will have two components in that. The first component is called as generator. The first component is called generator. What it will do? It will generate or it will create the fake images or videos. Fake images or videos which will almost look realistic. Then there is another component that is called discriminator. That is called as discriminator. What the discriminator will do? It will compare. The discriminator compares original with the fake created by. With the fake created by the generator. Is it clear? Discriminator will compare the original with the fake video created by the generator. If the discriminator becomes successful, it means if it can differentiate, it means the deep fake video is successful or failure. Yes, everybody, successful or failure. If the discriminator successfully differentiate between the fake and the original, failure, because the discriminator could identify the difference between the original and the fake. Is it clear? So therefore it is a failure. It's not a good fake video. Then what happens? The generator again creates, makes editing to that. Is it clear? It will edit the fake video. Then again the discriminator will try to differentiate between the two. The second time, if the discriminator is successfully differentiating between the original and the fake, then here the generator is successful or failure. If the discriminator is successful, the generator is, everybody, if the discriminator is successful, the generator is failure. If the discriminator is a failure, then the generator is successful. That is how the generative adversarial networks work. Is it clear? Right. Then, deep fake are a part of deep synthesis. Okay, deep fakes are a part of deep synthesis. Let us try to understand another term in this context, that is data synthesis. Okay, use the word once. Data synthesis means what? It is synthesizing the artificial data. What is that artificial data that mimic the real world data? The fake video, isn't it? Is it clear? Data synthesis. We synthesized means created. Okay, synthesizing means what? Created. We are creating some data. What data we created? Okay, a fake video or a fake picture, photograph. That is called data synthesis. Next, okay, deep synthesis. Use the next word. The next word is called as deep synthesis. Both are different. Data synthesis is not same as deep synthesis. Is it clear? Both are different. Now we are trying to understand what is deep synthesis. Okay. To understand what is deep synthesis, okay, we have to understand one more concept, that is about artificial intelligence. Okay. To understand the word deep synthesis, we are trying to understand another concept called as artificial intelligence. Is it clear? Why are we understanding artificial intelligence? To understand what is deep synthesis. Okay, very good. First, what do you mean by artificial intelligence? Okay, it is when a machine is intelligent, and if a machine can carry out the task that typically require a human intelligence. Let us suppose normally only a human being can do that. But now a machine is doing that. That is called artificial intelligence. Is it clear? Normally a human being only can do that. But here a machine is doing that. That is called artificial intelligence. Okay. Then a subcomponent of artificial intelligence is called as machine learning. Okay, machine learning. It means if the machine becomes, it means this is next level. Next level. I mean, okay, more capable than artificial intelligence. Is it clear? Machine learning is more capable than artificial intelligence. Okay, here the machine will start learning. The machine will start learning from the data. The machine will start learning from the data. Okay, and it will take independent decisions. Is it clear? It will take independent decisions. Then it is called as machine learning. So can I say, if a machine will become more intelligent, okay, or the next level of artificial intelligence is called as machine learning. So that is, machine can take independent decision. Okay, it means there is no need of, okay, human command. Right? But here it is not perfect. This machine learning is not perfect. Just like baby steps. A baby can make steps. The baby can walk. Okay, but may fall down, not perfectly walking like that. Okay, so sometimes when it makes a mistake, then the human being should interfere. Require human intervention when decision is not correct. Is it clear? Okay, learned to walk, but baby steps. Then Okay, when the machine learning becomes so perfect that it do not require the human intervention at all, and it can take perfect decisions or as perfect decisions as a human being can take, okay, then it is called as deep learning. In the deep learning, there is completely no human intervention. Okay, if this is clear, answer these few questions. First, okay, if a machine is doing the task that normally a human being will do, we call it as very fast. If a machine is doing something that normally a human being will do, very good, beautiful. Then, if the machine will start learning from the data and takes independent decisions, then it is called as, the next level of AI is called as ML, that is machine learning. Okay, but this is like baby steps. It can take a wrong decision and the human being will interfere. If the human being do not interfere at all, if it can take perfect decisions, then it is called as deep learning. Now come back to this one. Okay, come back to this deep fake. Okay, generative adversarial network. In this, okay, generator will create the video, discriminator will try to differentiate between the two. Is there any human intervention? Is there any human intervention? No. So therefore, okay, this deep fake comes under, okay, now check the question. The deep fake comes under artificial intelligence? No. In artificial intelligence, we have a lot of human interference. Okay, machine learning? No, there also you have human interference. Okay, deep learning? Okay, no, deeply it is learning, but not yet there, not so perfect. So the word that accurately fits with deep fake is deep synthesis. Agreed? If you have to choose only one, maybe this is also correct, but the most appropriate one for the deep fakes is deep synthesis. Is it clear? Yes, that is what is the fourth question. Now, after that, in general, to help your preparation, I have given some additional information here, that is deep fake regulation. We don't have enough time to discuss about it, but you can read, you can use this content for your preparation. Is it clear? Okay. Examples for, see, example for, you wanted an example for deep synthesis. Example for deep synthesis itself is a deep fake. For example, okay, let us suppose if I keep some Amitabh Bachchan's head to your body, so that I will create a video as if you will speak, but it will look as if Mr. Amitabh Bachchan is speaking. That is called deep fake. Is it clear? So deep synthesis example is a deep fake. Data synthesis means any robot or any machine, okay, is creating the data. The data here is, I told you, what is the data here? It can be a video or it can be a photo. That is the data which is created. I hope the examples are enough. Okay, so that's all for this question. And yes, I have given additional information for your preparation. Go through this. This is all about what? Okay, this is all about the regulation of deep fakes. The regulation of deep fakes. Is it clear? Right. Generative AI is nothing but deep fakes, deep synthesis. Okay. And artificial intelligence is, okay, I can show you like this. Okay. This is AI. This is like generative AI. Like that. Okay. Yes, any technique can be good or bad. Okay. It depends on the way we use it. Now moving on to the fifth question. The question is right in front of you. Read the statements carefully. Don't make judgments in your mind that it is easy or very difficult that will affect your process of answering. Take it neutrally. Participate in the poll. Don't give the answers in the chat section. The poll is for you people. Okay. The correct answer is B. Let us see what percentage gave the right answer. The correct answer is B. Okay. This is about the coordinated universal time. Yes, this is about what? The coordinated universal time. Okay. So let us first try to understand the meaning of this term. Then let us try to solve the question. Okay, what is coordinated universal time? Okay, this is nothing but the same time everywhere. The same time everywhere. Okay, and it means this is not like time zones. It's not like what's the time now in India, what is the time now in USA, not like that. This is the same time everywhere. That is called coordinated universal time. Okay, I hope the first point is clear. Next, do we have a coordinated universal time? Okay, on the earth? Do we have a coordinated universal time on the earth? Yes. Okay. Now comes the next question. How do we calculate that? How do we calculate that? Okay. For that the answer is using atomic clocks. Using atomic clocks. No, not with the speed of the light. Using atomic clocks. Now comes the next question. What are atomic clocks? What are atomic clocks? See, this is the thought process. You have to think like this. Okay. What are the atomic clocks? Let me first explain that. Okay. First, atoms have protons, electrons, neutrons, isn't it? Okay, atoms have protons and neutrons here and the electrons here, isn't it? And the electrons keep orbiting in the atom. Is it clear? The electrons keep orbiting in the atom. Okay. The electrons keep orbiting in the atom. Okay. This causes the atom to vibrate. Okay. Answer a few questions. Okay. What causes an atom to vibrate? Everybody? What causes an atom to vibrate? No. The orbiting of the electrons, electron motion. Electrons keep orbiting the atom. This orbiting, this movement of the electrons will cause the atoms to vibrate. Okay. Now comes the next question. Do all atoms, common sense question, do all atoms vibrate, okay, with same frequency? Do all atoms vibrate with same frequency? No. No. Why? Because, okay, each atom will have a different number of, fill the blank, a different number of electrons. I repeat, the movement of the electrons around the nucleus will cause the atom to vibrate, and each atom vibrates at a different frequency because in different atoms you have different number of electrons. Now, let us come back to the same old question. Coming back to the previous question. What is an atomic clock? Okay. Measuring the time based on the vibrations of atoms. That is called atomic clock. Is it clear? Measuring the time based on the vibrations of an atom. Okay. For that, we have a particular definition. In the atomic clock, in the atomic time, 1 second is equal to the period in which a cesium atom vibrates. I don't even know what is this number, these many times. And you don't have to remember this number, don't worry. Cesium atom you remember. Try to remember cesium atom. The atomic clocks most commonly use cesium atom. So how do we define 1 second? 1 second is the time period in which a cesium atom vibrates approximately 9.2 billion times. So that is called 1 second. I hope you understood the atomic clock concept perfectly. Don't apply the other information here. This is called atomic clock. Okay, so now moving back to our previous, do we have a coordinated universal time on the earth? Yes. How do we calculate that? Atomic clocks. What is an atomic clock? When we calculate the time based on the vibrations of the atom. Which atom is used? Cesium atom. 1 second is equal to the number of times, okay, like the time duration in which cesium atom vibrates approximately 9.2 billion times. Okay, then now is it accurate? Yes, very accurate. This is very accurate, but still we are not using one such clocks. We are taking an average of, I think, around 400 such clocks. We are taking an average of around 400 such clocks, okay, to be much more accurate. That is called as atomic clocks because we want more accuracy. Extremely high level of accuracy we want. Okay, right. So, coordinated universal time is set by the International Bureau of Weights and Measures in Paris. Yes. Okay. This is a factual information you have to remember. Yes, it is in the news recently. Okay. Then only we are discussing. We are discussing only the news items. Next statement. Okay. The 3 commonly used atoms in the atomic clocks are cesium, that I already told you. But we are also using hydrogen and rubidium. These are the other atoms that can be used. This is also a factual question. You just have to remember this. A factual question you have to remember. So this is correct. This is correct. Okay. And Einstein's theory of special relativity explains space-time warping. Okay. For that, we have to understand what is Einstein's theory of special relativity? What is space-time warping? Interesting concepts. Let us try to understand. Okay. First, what is space-time fabric? Use the word once. Space-time fabric. Space-time fabric is, where do we have the space-time fabric? See, this is all space-time fabric. It means I am standing in the space-time fabric, you are sitting in the space-time fabric. Okay, it means space-time fabric is equal to space. Space means space-time fabric. Okay, and where is the fabric here? I cannot feel any fabric. The word fabric is used only symbolically. It does not mean that actually we have a cloth here. That is symbolically used. Okay, what is this? This is four-dimensional. 4 dimensions. What are the 4 dimensions? Length, breadth, depth, plus the 4th dimension is time. The 4th dimension is time. That is called 4-dimensional space-time fabric. Okay, this is all space-time fabric. Then imagine the space-time fabric as a trampoline. Imagine the space-time fabric as a trampoline. Have you ever played on a trampoline or been to a trampoline park? Yes. Okay, this is space-time fabric. Okay. When you stand on the trampoline, what happens to the trampoline? The trampoline will be bent like this. At the place where you stand, the trampoline will be bent. That bending is called as warping, not wrapping. That is called warping. Is it clear? That is called space-time. That is called space-time warping. According to Einstein, okay, this space-time warping explains the gravity. This space-time warping is equal to gravity. What do I mean by this? Space-time warping means gravity means what? How to relate this? Let us suppose, okay, on the trampoline, a heavy boy is standing and a lightweight boy is standing. Is it clear? A heavy person and a lightweight person. Will the lightweight person fall towards the heavyweight person? Will the lightweight person lean towards the heavyweight person? Yes? Okay. Let us suppose that fat boy is earth. If moon is here, which is heavier? Earth is heavier. So, the moon will fall towards the earth. This is called gravity according to Einstein. Is it clear? Gravity is not some magnetic force. It's not like two magnets are attaching like this, not like that. Gravity is because of the space-time warping, the bending of the space-time fabric, because of which the lightweight structure will fall towards the heavyweight structure. That concept is called as space-time warping, and gravity is equal to space-time warping. According to whom? The great scientist Einstein. But this is called the general theory of relativity. Okay, Einstein's explanation of gravity is called general theory of relativity. Is it clear? Right. Then what is special theory of relativity? The famous equation E is equal to mc square. Okay, E is equal to energy. M is equal to mass. Okay, C means the speed of light. Okay, squared. This is called E is equal to mc square. What is the meaning of this? Okay, the meaning of this equation is energy can be converted to mass, or vice versa. Mass can be converted to energy. How? For example, if you burn the coal, just burn the coal, you will get E is equal to mc square. Did you understand? You burnt the coal. the coal is burnt, it got converted into energy. Mass can be converted to energy, energy can be converted to mass. That is called special theory of relativity. So Einstein's explanation of mass energy interconversion is called as special theory of relativity. Einstein's explanation about gravity is called as general theory of relativity. Now check the second statement. Okay, Einstein's theory of special relativity explains space-time warping. Correct or wrong? First, wrong. What explains the space-time warping and gravity? Okay, general theory of relativity. Then, okay, there is no hydrogen. Hydrogen is not related to it. Okay, so now let us suppose, what is the relation? You may get one doubt. Why are we suddenly discussing about general theory of relativity, special theory of relativity? Okay, what is its relation with the coordinated universal time? Okay, is the question clear? Why are we discussing about Einstein suddenly? What is its relation with the coordinated universal time? That is the question. The answer is, okay, the time on earth, okay, the time on earth, okay, is not equal to the time on moon. The time on earth is not equal to the time on moon. Is it clear? Okay, why? That is because of, okay, it has nothing to do with quantum entanglement. Please don't entangle different concepts. Focus only on this. Is it clear? Okay, so time on earth is not equal to time on moon. Why? Because, okay, it will be deep warping, more warping. More warping. This will be less warping. This will be less warping. Is it clear? So that is the reason why the time on moon is not the same as time on, okay, earth. Is it clear? 400 atomic clocks, right? Right. So that is all about this question. We completed discussing everything about this question. Okay, somebody was repeatedly asking how hydrogen. Okay, we will measure, we define a second as the number of times hydrogen atom will vibrate. Tushar, we define the second as the number of times hydrogen atom will vibrate. Is it clear? That is another type of atomic clock. But most commonly used atomic clock is based on the cesium atom. Is it clear? Preeti, space-time warping is not responsible for gravitational lensing. Indirectly, yes. But directly, gravitation is the reason for gravitational lensing. And gravitation is because of the space-time warping. Okay, gravity is because of, okay, space-time warping, and space-time warping is because of gravitational lensing. Okay, like that indirectly it is related. Yes. So we discussed everything related to the question number 5. Moving on to the question number 6. Read the question carefully. 60 seconds to go. Gravitational lensing we will definitely discuss in some other future class. We don't have enough time to discuss about the other concepts today. Question number 6. No, Chinnu, they will not ask so difficult questions in the exam. Simply, in UPSC, they will totally ask around 15 questions from science and technology. Okay, 11 to 15 questions from science and technology. Okay, but we are discussing around 40 questions here plus, okay, around 80 questions in the static portion that we have already completed in the form of special classes, plus around 30 questions in the form of marathon, So, approximately 150 questions I brought in front of you. Okay, but in the exam there will be maximum 15 questions. So, it is impossible to maintain that. We have to go more in depth. At the preparation level, our depth must be more, and at the exam level, we should feel easier. Okay, so don't worry. Okay, now let us deal with this question. Question number 6. Okay. Which of the above statements are not true? Actually, all are correct. Okay, none of the above is wrong. Is it clear? It is on the special class. You can go to Unacademy platform, go to my profile. My name is Hima Bindu, and you can find all the special classes in that. Right? None of the above is a wrong statement. All are correct. Okay, first of all, what is this? The Indian SARS Coronavirus Genomics Consortium. Okay, INSACOG. You might have heard about INSACOG, Indian, not international, Indian. SARS Coronavirus 2, that is the virus that caused COVID-19. Genomics Consortium. Okay, what it will do? It will study the genome sequences of SARS-CoV-2. It will study the genome sequences of SARS-CoV-2. Why to study? Can anybody tell me why to study the genomes of SARS-CoV-2? Why to study the genomes of SARS-CoV-2? To identify variants. To identify new variants, like we spoke about Delta variant, Omicron variant. Now, two new variants are circulating. They are called flirt variants. Two new variants are circulating. They are called flirt variants. Actually, this is in the news. The news is about flirt variants. Is it clear? Okay. Now, so that is the function of the INSACOG. So, it is a consortium of 67 laboratories. When you search internet, you can get different numbers in different sources. Don't get confused. The numbers will be different because they are increasing the laboratories. For example, okay, somebody made the document 3 months back, then the number is different. Somebody made that particular document 2 months back, then the number is different. Okay, so we will go to that, Mukesh. Okay, 67 laboratories. Okay, INSACOG, because they are flirting with the people. INSACOG is a pan-India network to monitor genomic variations in the SARS coronavirus 2 to understand how the virus spreads and evolves. How the virus is spreading. How it is evolving. How it evolves means what? Forming new variants. Forming new variants. Is it clear? Okay. Yes, this is also correct. Its function is to study how the virus is spreading and how it is causing the new variants. Next, INSACOG is a forum set up under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, coordinated by the Department of Biotechnology, Indian Council for Medical Research, okay, CSIR, all these things. Correct. Okay, just a factual information you have to remember. Next, okay, G said, okay, look at this statement clearly. Read the statement clearly. G said, global initiative is the same as INSACOG. INSACOG is Indian, but G said is global. Is the first difference clear? Second difference. Okay, sharing influenza data. INSACOG is sharing what kind of data? Yes, everybody? INSACOG shares data about which virus? INSACOG shares data about which? INSACOG. SARS-CoV-2. INSACOG is related to SARS-CoV-2. G said is related to influenza virus. Okay, I'll write it here separately. INSACOG is Indian plus related to SARS-CoV-2. G said means global initiative of sharing, global initiative for sharing, okay, all India influenza data. That is the full name of G said. This is global. This is Indian, that is global. This is SARS-CoV-2, this is flu virus. This is related to the flu virus. But, okay, this is also hosting the SARS-CoV-2 genomes. Is the statement correct? INSACOG is related to flu virus. So, is this also studying about the SARS-CoV-2 genomes? Is it also studying the SARS-CoV-2 genomes? Yes. Seems to be wrong, but correct. Why? See, in the year 2019, when this SARS-CoV-2 is very new, we do not have a separate establishment for SARS-CoV-2. In the year 2019-2020, when the coronavirus was very new, we do not have INSACOG. There was no separate initiative. So initially they used the consortium for flu for sequencing the genomes of SARS-CoV-2 also. Later, leisurely, there is a separate consortium established for SARS-CoV-2. That is the reason why GSED is also having some genome sequences of SARS-CoV-2. Is it clear? So that is the answer. Okay. None of the above is a wrong answer. All are correct. Okay. It's a factual information. Read it. Okay. And if there is any doubt, watch the video once again. Read the notes, something or the other. Okay. Why are we discussing about it? Why are we discussing about it? Okay. Because new variants called flirt variants are in circulation. Why are they called flirt? Why the name flirt? Not because they are flirting with somebody. Okay. This is, flirt is an acronym of its mutations. Flirt is an acronym of its mutations. Is it clear? Now, moving on to the 7th question. Okay, but before that, all about the flirt, the new COVID-19 variants, we will discuss about it. Not yet completed. We'll come back to this. But before that, we have to check one more question. Okay, we'll go to the flirt. We'll flirt after a few seconds. But before that, let us complete the question number 7. The question is in front of you. Read the statements carefully. 60 seconds to go. Start. I hope you understood why I did not discuss about the flirt variants, because here also I kept one statement related to the flirt variants. So we will discuss about that once we completed this one. Okay. 7th question, right answer is C. 7th question, right answer is C. Okay. First, I think this one you can easily guess. Exactly 25%. Very good. Okay. So, proactive vaccinology. Proactive vaccinology. Common sense point. Okay. Proactively doing it means what? For example, you still did not ask me chocolates, but I have given. That is called proactive. Okay. If you prepare vaccine before the outbreak comes, before the disease spreads, that is called proactive vaccinology. Is an approach to create vaccines before the outbreak of the disease. Is the statement 100% clear? Preventive, precautionary, okay, proactive. First statement 100% clear, very good. Next, all-in-one broad coronavirus vaccine employs a nanoparticle that serves as a core. Okay, let me explain this. Look at here. Okay, you can draw if you want. What is this? This is a nanoparticle. Okay, to that what they have done is, okay, they have taken the spike protein of Delta variant, spike protein of, okay, some Omicron variant, spike protein of some Alpha variant, spike protein of some Beta variant, spike protein of some flirt variant. Okay, like that. It means this is all in one. This is all in one. Okay, see, all in one broad coronavirus vaccine. It means, okay, one size fit for all, like that. One vaccine for all the variants. Is it clear? This is not conjugated vaccine. It's a combination vaccine. Conjugated vaccine is when the sister is sent along with the big brother. So this is not the, I mean, a weak antigen is sent along with a strong antigen. That is a different concept. This is a combination. Broad coronavirus vaccine employs a nanoparticle that serves as a core. Look at here. This nanoparticle is the core. Okay. To which chains of viral antigens from various coronaviruses are attached using a novel protein super glue. Okay, a protein super glue. Glue means what? Something like gum, like an adhesive. Okay, is used to attach them all. This is also an application of nanotechnology. Do you agree? This is also an application of nanotechnology. So that is the reason why you will not get the same question that I ask you. You may use this particular statement as one application of nanotechnology. I hope you understood this. Same question may not come, but the concepts we discussed in the questions are important. Please use this particular course like that. Okay, right. So this is correct. Flirt variants are the subtypes of Delta variant. Okay, no, this is wrong. They are the subtypes of Omicron variant. The previous JN1 variant was there. The JN1 subvariants are these flirt variants. Is it clear? Vaccines affect the strength of the immune system in general? No, wrong. Because vaccines are highly specific. Highly specific. Is it clear? It means polioviral vaccine will not influence some choleraviral antigens. It is just like a lock and a key. Just like you cannot open my lock with your key, same way the vaccine for one disease do not influence the immunity in general. It will only, for example, coronavirus vaccine if you take, it will affect the immunity to only coronavirus. You will not get coronavirus, but you may get any other infection. Is it clear? So it will not influence either in the good way or in the bad way the general immune response. So this statement is also wrong. So 3 and 4 are not true. Okay, now let us see about the flirt variants. Flirt variants are called KP2, KP1. They are the subtypes of Omicron JN1. Okay, and INSACOG detected 238 cases of KP2, 30 cases of KP1. It means KP2 is more dominant strain. It means it is more in circulation. And flirt is an acronym that indicates 2 specific mutations that occurred. KP1, KP1 are the names. For example, you please explain me what do you mean by CR7 shots. You cannot explain, that is its name. Okay, based on the mutations, you do not require that much depth. Is it clear? Can we move on? Yes, this is about the flirt variants. Moving on to the 8th question. The question is in front of you. Read the statements carefully. Your time starts now. Okay. So the right answer for the question number 8 is D. Okay, all the above. D, all the above. Right? Okay. Now let us see what is this. Neutrino detectors are placed under the ground or under the water. As all cosmic particles except neutrinos gets filtered out, only neutrinos can be detected. Okay, let me try to explain the concepts. See, what are neutrinos? Use the word once. First question, what are neutrinos? Okay, the answer is they are subatomic particles. They are subatomic particles. Just like protons, neutrons, electrons, they are subatomic particles. But they are chargeless, like neutrons. Not only chargeless, they are massless. Massless. So, they do not interact. They do not interact with matter. They do not interact with matter. So therefore, they can simply pass through the complete earth. It means probably some neutrinos are right now passing through my body. I hope you understood. And a neutrino can enter from one side of the earth and can exit from the other side of the earth without being interrupted. This is a story of neutrinos. So now, let us suppose this is the earth. What we have done? Okay, we are keeping the neutrino observatory under the ground. Is it clear? Neutrino observatory under the ground. Why? Because let us suppose electrons are coming, they stop. Protons are coming, they stop. Okay, some other leptons are coming, they stop. Okay, some other particles are coming, any other particles coming, they all will stop here. But only, okay, let us show the VIP in a different color. Okay, only the neutrinos. will reach the detector. Without any disturbance, we can detect only the neutrinos. That is the reason why we keep neutrino observatories. This is the reason why we keep neutrino observatories under the ground or under the water. So the first statement is correct. Second statement, India is the first country in the world to detect the atmospheric neutrinos. Interestingly, yes. Interestingly, yes. Okay. INO. Okay. Indian Neutrino Observatory. 1965. Okay. So if you want to make the patriot in you happy, 1965 itself we detected the neutrinos. Okay, India was the first country in the world to detect atmospheric neutrinos during the Kolar Goldfield experiment in Karnataka. But the facility had to be shut down due to the flooding of the mines. Is it clear? So that is one interesting throwback point. Okay, what is current? What is current? I mean, what is the news? News is Ice Cube Neutrino Observatory. Why this is called Ice Cube? Okay, because it is kept under the ice. Okay, it is kept under the ice so that other particles will not penetrate. Only the neutrinos will penetrate. Okay, let us suppose this is the ice block. Okay, neutrinos fall on this. Neutrinos fall on this, okay, and they generate some radiations. These radiations are analyzed, okay, to detect the neutrinos. It means these radiations came means neutrinos arrived. Can I say like that? Because nothing else can come there. Some radiations came means other particles cannot come. So definitely the radiations are generated because of the hitting of the neutrinos. That is about the Ice Cube Observatory. Is it clear? Okay. And okay, so this is Ice Cube Observatory is the world's largest neutrino telescope. Correct. All the above are right answers. Okay, then moving on to the next topic, that is ninth question. Ninth question. Okay, read the question carefully. Participate in the poll. Your time starts now. Congratulations, Manoranjan. Okay. Ninth question. The answer is B. Only 2. Okay. But before we discuss the question, let us try to understand some basic concepts. We have to first understand what is Higgs field. Okay, why are we discussing this? Recently, this great scientist passed away. Okay, he got the Nobel Prize because of this discovery. He recently passed away. There was a lot of news related to that. In that context, we are discussing about it. Is it clear? Okay, first we are discussing about Higgs field. Use the term once. Higgs field. Okay, look at here. Just after the Big Bang, the Higgs field was 0. It means there was no field. But as the universe cooled and the temperature fell below a critical value, when the temperature started decreasing, the field grew spontaneously. It means Big Bang happened. After that, the temperature was very hot. There was no field in the space at all. After some time, the space cooled down. After it cooled down to a certain temperature, a new field created. That field is called as Higgs field. That field is called as Higgs field. Is it clear? Okay. Then every field will have a particle. I'll give you like this. For example, you have a nuclear force. In that you have a particle called gluon. You have electromagnetic force. You know this? This is familiar. Everybody know what is electromagnetic force? Like light waves, radio waves, X-rays, etc. The particle that carries electromagnetic force is photon. The particle that carries electromagnetic force is photon. It means for every force, a particle will carry the force. Is that statement clear? For every force, there is a particle that carries that force. Just like electromagnetic force, the force carrier is a photon. Same way, weak nuclear force, the force carrier is boson, Higgs boson, like that. Gravitational force, okay, the particle that carries gravitational force is called graviton, but this is hypothetical. This is hypothetical. We do not know whether a graviton exists or not. Is it clear? We don't know. Okay. Same way, Higgs field. Okay. Same way, Higgs field should also have a particle. Is it clear? Listen very carefully. This is very, very important, interesting. Higgs field also will have a particle. That particle is called as Higgs boson. Higgs boson. We also call this as God's particle. Is it clear? We also call this as God's particle. Right? Okay. Now, okay, if Higgs boson is detected, okay, if Higgs boson is detected, what is the advantage? Can anybody tell me? If the Higgs boson is detected, the advantage is Higgs field proven. Higgs field will be proven. Is it clear? That don't be emotional, CR7. If the Higgs boson is detected, the advantage is Higgs field will be proven. Okay. Is it clear? We will prove that there is a field called as Higgs field. Is it clear? Okay. Then, now, okay, how to detect Higgs boson? Is the next question clear? How to detect the Higgs boson? Okay, by colliding two protons with high speed. By colliding two protons with high speed. If two protons collide with high speed, Higgs boson will be generated. Is it clear? Okay. Then comes the next question. Okay. How to collide two protons with high speed? For that we have Large Hadron Collider. I repeat, okay, just as the universe originated, there was no Higgs field. Then the space cooled down. Higgs field created. Okay, the carrier for Higgs field or the particle associated with Higgs field is Higgs boson. If the Higgs boson is detected, the advantage is Higgs field will be proven. Okay, and how to detect the Higgs boson? By colliding two protons. How to collide two protons? Using Large Hadron Collider. Okay, and these are ATLAS and CMS are the two detectors of the Large Hadron Collider. They are the two detectors of Large Hadron Collider. Is it clear? Where is this Large Hadron Collider located? It is located at Nuclear Research CERN in Geneva. Is it clear? Right. Okay. Now what they are doing is they are planning to make, okay, they are planning to make a 17 billion, okay, dollar future circular collider which is 57 miles. Okay, the Large Hadron Collider is 16.5 miles, but the new one will be 57 miles, bigger one, okay, which can accelerate the protons much faster. Is it clear? So this is another news. There are two news items here. One is, okay, the scientist who discovered this point, he passed away. That is one news. Second one, CERN proposes a bigger collider, a larger collider. Okay, with larger collider, we will understand, okay, about the presence of what is, okay, matter, what is antimatter, okay, what is dark matter, what is dark energy. We will get clues about all these things. Is it clear? What is dark energy? Okay, what is dark energy? It is opposite to gravity. This is the reason why universe is expanding. This is the reason why universe is expanding. And what is dark matter? Okay, what is dark matter? The matter about which we do not know. That is called dark matter. So with this new collider, we will understand all those things. That is the advantage of that. Okay, so now coming to the question. Large Hadron Collider is located in CERN, Geneva. Correct. LHC is a neutron collider. Wrong. It is a proton collider. Dark matter is synonymous to antimatter. No, both are different. Okay. Dark matter is the matter about which we do not know, whereas antimatter is different. Yes, I am explaining that. Antimatter means matter plus antimatter is equal to 0. Is it clear? Matter plus antimatter together. I mean, if matter and antimatter collide with each other, then what happens? They both will annihilate each other. Annihilate each other. It means they both will cancel each other. Understood? They both will cancel each other. That is called antimatter. And if you ask more about antimatter, I will have to say I don't know. But it is not I don't know. It is that we do not know. We don't know what is antimatter perfectly. Okay. To understand that, if you ask me what is that, then I will say to understand that only CERN proposed this bigger collider. Only that much I can say. So this is, okay, correct. The new collider is going to be 3 times more than larger than the old collider. Moving on to the, okay, last question. Moving on to the last question. Read the statements carefully. 16 seconds to go. Your time starts now. In fact, easy one, let us see the percentage. Okay, 10th question, the answer is A. 1, 2, 3. Right. Now, let us discuss the question. What is HPV? Human papilloma virus. What it will cause? It will cause cervical cancer. So what do you mean by cervix? This is the opening of the uterus. This is the opening of the uterus. For the cervix, cancer is caused by the cervical cancer. Okay. India contributes the largest share of the global cervical cancer burden. Yes, unfortunately correct. Highest number of cervical cancer cases from India. HPV can cause genital cancer in the men. In general, we think that cervical cancer comes only to the women, but no, men also can get the cervical cancer. But they will not get it to the cervix, they will get it to the other genital parts. Okay, so this is also correct. Okay, virus-like particles, VLP vaccine. This is exactly, do you remember subunit vaccine that we discussed? Subunit vaccine that we discussed? Same is VLP vaccine. Virus-like particle, not the virus, not the complete virus. Virus-like particle vaccines for HPV are the subunit vaccines consisting only the major viral capsid protein of HPV. Is it clear? Similar to hepatitis B and malaria. Okay, I made this sentence like this because I wanted to give you as much information as possible here through this statement. I am a bit greedy in this. Through these questions, I want to load you with the information. Okay, it means from this you will get 2 points. Okay, VLP protein, virus-like particle, okay, is a subunit vaccine. And I also wanted to communicate that, okay, we have such some subunit vaccines for hepatitis B and malaria as well. Yes, this is correct. Indian HPV vaccine Cervarix is similar to Gardasil vaccine. No. Okay, what is this Gardasil vaccine? Okay, so now comes the news here. Okay, first Cervavac. Okay, remember the name Cervavac. This is indigenous quadrivalent. Quadrivalent means 4 variants of HPV. Is it clear? This vaccine can protect you from 4 variants of HIV. These are the 4 variants. Gardasil, okay, quadrivalent Gardasil is also similar. Quadrivalent, their company names, Cervavac, Gardasil are the company names. Okay, quadrivalent is type, they both are similar. So, Cervavac is equal to quadrivalent Gardasil. But we also have a Nana. It means it is suitable for 9 variants. Nanavalent Gardasil. We don't have any comparable one. We also have Cervarix, not Cervavac, Cervarix. That is only divalent. So you can also cannot compare it with Gardasil. So that is the reason why, okay, this is not the right answer. Okay, so that's all for today's class. These are all the questions I wanted to discuss, and importantly, tomorrow's class is a marathon class, not a regular class that happened since the last 3 days. It is going to be a marathon session tomorrow. Right? Long class and the last class. Long class, last class tomorrow. Thank you so much. Good night. Bye-bye.